You know, I think honestly everyone should give kind of, well, at least, you know, one or two languages a chance. And not even so much to actually speak the language, but at least learn something about, you know, the other cultures. Because I think that's something that people kind of take by mistake is, you know, they hear one thing about a culture and put a whole judgment on that one thing. So.
Born in Yuma. I was raised in San Luis, Mexico.
My name is Aquila Corella. I come from Mexico in 1976.
I am from Riverside County, California, and I moved to Phoenix, Arizona when I was like 5-6 years old.
Like in my community, pretty much like schools, many people don't consider the English. They just want to talk Spanish, and they don't consider learning the English that much.
I feel good when I speak my language, Espanol.
Yes.
I feel in more over here in Arizona. Well, sometimes I like to go to Mexico too, with my family in Mexico. Yeah, a lot of family, brothers and my sister.
Before, I used to speak like a lot of Spanish, and then like with school and stuff like that, it started fading away. And when I realized, like when I was like 16, 17, around there, that I really needed my Spanish because, you know, it's really effective in my work. And also too, like people that need help with something that they don't know how to speak English, like I like translate for them. And so that really, I don't know, it's like something that you can't explain.
For me, having a job like, for example, a calling center, I had to learn the English and perfectly and know how to, you know, talk to people.
I've seen other Mexicans too that they reject speaking Spanish because either one, they're too embarrassed to speak it, and like they say that, you know, because the other people are making fun of them because they don't know how to speak Spanish. And in reality, it shouldn't be that way. You should be proud that you're speaking Spanish because it's another language. Like, how many other people don't know another language? Maybe like a French or Italian, you know, but how many people do study those type of languages?
Yeah.
And so in us, it's like it comes naturally.
We want change, can't change ourselves. Seems like a bad dream,
Originally, I was born in New York City, in Manhattan, at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. Grew up in New York till I was 32, and then we moved to Arizona. I like the quiet, upstate, much nicer. My family still all lives there. My dad lives in Long Island, still rides the subway every day, and he's 68 years old. It's like the New York attitude. People don't want to get involved. They don't want to know your business. You mind your own business and you keep going.
Good Samaritan does not apply.
The city, as a teenager going into the city, you did your thing. You mind your business. You keep walking. Do not act like a tourist. So if you're ever visiting, don't act like a tourist.
Kind of in a nutshell, with Puerto Rican family being raised up, it's just being loud music, loud people. That's it in a nutshell. It's strongly based on family. I mean, even when, you know, things are getting jacked up around, you know, even with the family members, you know, we stick it out regardless. Even if we know they're in the wrong, we still stand up for them. Depends on, honestly, who I'm talking to. Like, if I'm talking to somebody with a super thick Spanish accent, I'll alternate between Spanglish. But like I can't do it right on command. It has to come naturally. So like from like how I'm talking right now, when I talk to my dad or my grandma, it's nothing close to this. Like the majority of it is Spanish with like a little bit of English thrown in there.
But my background, I'm Filipino American. I was born in Burbank, California. My parents tried to raise me to speak Tagalog and Bisaya, but it didn't really stick as I got older.
When you look at it nowadays, you always hear the saying, you know, not just Arizona, but you know, the world is a giant melting pot. So I mean, everyone has their own unique styles to it, but in reality, we're all one and the same.
Like, cause I know when I'm with my friends and I'm comfortable, I'm relaxed, you know. Sometimes I do talk all slangy, and you know what I'm saying, and it sounds kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it just depends on the situation I'm in, you know?
Yeah, people need to learn to adapt, not to be afraid, be more open-minded about it. I think that's the problem nowadays. I think everyone, you know, I agree with people saying, hey, everyone should be able to do English, fantastic. But, you know, in that common sense, I think everyone should dabble with some other English, as far as, I say other English because everyone has their own form of English, different languages across the world. That's kind of what their version of English is. So why not learn something new? That's kind of what we go to school for. We kind of dabble a little bit in Spanish, French. You know, I'd like to do Japanese, but I'm terrible at that. But you know, that I think it's a good thing. But once again, like we were talking about, it's something people have to learn to adapt to.
I think it's really up to each person's personality. Like, if you want to be influenced by another culture, you're obviously gonna adapt yourself to that other culture's traditions or whatever it is, like the food or language. But if you don't want to, like, you're just gonna be like, oh, I like my culture, I don't want to learn that, you know?
Yeah.
Which is not ignorant, but it's just lack of knowledge.
Yeah. Everyone just has all these barriers that just makes it hard for one person to the next. So, I mean, if we could figure out a way to do that, I think we'd have solid colors. We'd be flying high, you know, higher than air balloons. I think that'd be pretty cool, so.